What's going on, guys? I'm here today with the Okotcha Connected Careers Mode series on Madden 13. This is the only position player I'm actually playing as right now for a series. I may do a defensive back later. That's what I really want to do if I do a second player-based series. But we are in the first season of Okotcha's career, and it's his second game as a starting running back now. They gave him the starting bid after the preseason because the game just didn't let me progress up the depth chart, even though I had instant starter turned off. And I guess it's alright because it's a lot more fun than just being on the bench and only doing training until I can be a number 2 back. And even then, I don't think that I would get as many carries as I should as a number 2 back compared to real NFL statistics. So it's alright, I guess, for me to start early and often. So we're going to go into this game, and here you can see we're off to a start here. We're already in Seahawks territory in the first quarter. Okotcha trying to go to the left side with the Seahawks. They have a very underrated defense. I think in real life this year people are understanding what this team is capable of, but right now they're doing a pretty good job of getting after Tony Romo. He goes down. Chris Clemens on the sack, and Okotcha comes off the field on third down, and the Cowboys end up having to punt, and then the Seahawks go down and they score a touchdown, taking an early 7-0 lead in the rain here in Seattle. Handoff Okotcha later's got a hole open on the right side, but many Seahawks defenders converge on the ball carrier. Only 7 carries for 10 yards thus far in the first quarter, and of course I do the play calling, and so I was giving Okotcha the ball a lot early, but it wasn't really all that successful, and so we try to stretch the field, and Jason Witten almost has a pass intended for him to get intercepted, and now it's 2nd and 10. Romo hits Dez Bryant, who gets some separation off of the 6'4 cornerback Richard Sherman, who was bigger than Dez Bryant. He gets a 37-yard catch and run, and then later, 3rd down, we get a 5-yard penalty on Seattle, and then we convert, and Okotcha is back out on the field, 2nd down and 10. Romo's back in the pocket now. He's going to look, fire to the right side. There's Miles Austin making a grab on the curl route, and that's going to be good for a first down and goal coming up. And this is where Okotcha needs to get the ball into the end zone, and for the second time already in 2 games, Okotcha with a rushing touchdown inside of the 5-yard line. That makes this a tie game after the extra point, and we'll simulate now, and we're getting the football after the Seahawks end up punting, or actually it must have been a turnover if he had the ball at the 26. But here's Romo now outside. He's got a wide open man, Dez Bryant. He got some separation off of Richard Sherman that time. And to correct myself from earlier, I actually called Brandon Brown or Richard Sherman. I get their numbers mixed up, but Brandon Brown is a 6'4" one. He's my favorite. But anyways, we got Jason Witten now catching a dump-off pass. He's going to get blasted by Richard Sherman. And so we get a field goal on that drive in later. Okotcha back for a punt return. Has some green in front of him now, midfield in sight. He makes a cut, and he is tackled at the 48-yard line outside of the left hash. And now we're going to go for a stretch play. Twin tight ends and 2 tight ends on the right side blocking for Okotcha. He gets 7 yards on the carry, trying to get some more blockers out in front so he can bust off some nicer runs and make this offense more balanced. 3rd down and 3, though. Okotcha going out for a pass, and Romo slips. Then he slings it to the left sideline, and Dez Bryant almost makes a catch inside the Seahawks 30-yard line, but he's hit as he made the catch, and he ended up dropping it. But we send the offense back out for 4th and 3. Romo to the same spot almost, about 5 yards deeper, and it's overthrown, intended for Kevin Ogletree. He made the catch out of bounds, but no damage done after that as Okotcha gets a first down on this next carry, 12 yards this time. And now on 2nd down and 10, Okotcha in the block, and Romo finds Miles Austin wide open on the slant over the middle into Seahawks territory. Fresh set of downs inside of a minute, 30 seconds to go in the first half. And now Romo under pressure, and he goes down again. Loss of 8 on the play, and that's going to be a tough hole for us to dig ourselves out of, looking to get some points on this drive. But nonetheless, Romo back to the pass again, and he is sacked. Loss of 8 on 2 straight plays. We'll go to the 3rd quarter now. It's 17-10, though. We have a 10-point lead, pretty comfortable. But Romo now being pressured, and once again he goes down. So I'm trying to make this offense balanced, but just the receivers aren't getting enough separation. The secondary of Seattle is actually very, very good. But here's Romo now. Miles Austin short. That'll be good for about 2 yards. I mean, we can play the field position game, I guess, and try to do the best we can. And then we simulate it, and we're going to end up receiving another punt and going back on offense. So defense doing a good job for us, although we can't watch them play. Here's Okotcha on the draw. A nice gain here, over 15 yards on that carry. Finally busting off some decent gains against the Seattle front 7. And then Romo now wants to hit Okotcha deep on the left side, but it looked like Okotcha turned the wrong way. Ended up jumping late, so it's 2nd down and 10 instead. Romo back to throw. Good protection over the middle. Dez Bryant open catch. He's going to make the catch at the 40-yard line where he's tackled on his 2nd catch of the day. 1st and 10 now. Okotcha counter play left side, going to bounce it out, and he's going to go and get almost the first down yardage. He gets 9 on this carry, so obviously some improvement seen in the running game here in the second half as Okotcha now makes a man miss, wants to go to the outside, and he runs into Miles Austin. He could have been a touchdown perhaps if Okotcha could have busted that outside a little bit further, but on second down, or first down and 10, I mean, Okotcha makes a catch underneath and gets 12 or 10 yards or 9 yards, something on that catch, and then he's going to go take the handoff on second and short, and he's tackled after a gain of 0. And so with the running game being kind of boom or bust, we're going to go with a passing game. Okotcha out of the backfield, makes the catch, cuts inside, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Evans Okotcha, his second on the day, and you can see Earl Thomas just missed them. And with that, it is now 24-14 late in the third quarter. Romo once again stumbling, but staying on his feet, going deep, and it's intercepted. Earl Thomas jumps in front of Jason Witten. He let up the touchdown to Evans Okotcha in the previous drive, but now he comes through with a pick when they're down by 10. This drive will lead to a field goal attempt, and the kick is up and good. So it's a one-score ball game, 24-17, with that good field goal. So once again, we have Romo on offense, and I'm afraid that he's going to throw another interception, but he finds Miles Austin this time wide open, makes the catch past the 40-yard line, and we're going to go to the fourth quarter now with a 7-point lead, looking to run the ball in the fourth quarter and take as much time on the clock, off the clock as we can. Okotcha on first and 10 outside now, making a cut about 15 yards on this run. You can see the stat lines looking much more impressive after he started off the game with 7 carries for only 10 yards. Now Lawrence Vickers in motion, a great fullback, and Okotcha is blasted by Cam Chancellor. It's picked up by Leroy Hill, and our offensive linemen are not going to catch him. Leroy Hill inside the 5 to the end zone, and Okotcha just made the first major blunder of his NFL career, getting smacked by Cam Chancellor. Here's the replay. You can see him come in and just a clean tackle, and Okotcha just goes flying. The ball goes flying even further, and it's a touchdown. Scoop and score, Leroy Hill. You can see they're just pushing around Okotcha after the fumble is picked up, so obviously don't like to see that. And then Romo over the middle on our next drive with this tie ball game, and it's an overthrow intended for Des Bryant. We end up punting the ball away, looking for hopefully our defense to hold, and Seattle gets a touchdown. So now we find ourselves down by 7, a very quick 14-point swing as it's 31-24 with 6:30 to go. And suddenly now the Cowboys have to score a touchdown just to get this game tied up. And here's Okotcha tackled by Luis Castillo after a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 1, back to the ground game up the middle. Okotcha gets about 2 or 3 yards, tackled by Earl Thomas, and that's going to be a first down. So now we're going to go back to the air game. Romo has a couple of receivers open, but he waits and he finds the right man, Miles Austin, downfield for the first down. Over 100 yards receiving in this game for Miles. And then Romo in the pocket trying to dodge pressure, and he gets absolutely destroyed by Bruce Irvin, first-round draft pick out of West Virginia. And then on the 2nd and 16 play, Romo throws it behind Evans Okotcha. So we end up punting the football, and luckily we get the ball back now with 4 minutes to go. Defense did a good job. We have the ball with great field position. Romo, Okotcha picked up a block, and the ball is caught by Miles Austin, and now he's got 110 yards receiving in this game. 2nd down and 1 though. Romo out of the shotgun. Okotcha now underneath it, sitting at the first down marker, and looks like Romo wanted to throw it to him, but instead he's hit as he throws. It's incomplete, and on top of that, we have a holding penalty on Derek Dockery. So 3rd and 1 turns into 2nd and 11. And Okotcha, though, he's going to get a nice carry, and he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by the ex-Viking Ryan Cook. Luckily there, 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter. Not what we want from our rookie running back. Romo, though, in the pocket, looking and dancing, and he finds his man Jason Witten. Or actually, it's Miles Austin again. And while he's in the pocket, his footwork isn't being all that pretty, but his passes are very on target. And now we were going to do a screen pass. I wanted to go block, and I accidentally ran into Tony Romo. In past years, that wouldn't have resulted in a sack necessarily, but it's pretty cool how the physics engine works sometimes in situations like that. But we end up getting a touchdown through the super simulation. It's 31-31. We're getting the ball less than a minute to go. We are in the driver's seat. We control our own destiny. 55 seconds to go. 2 timeouts. Okotcha up the gut, stumbles, stays on his feet, gets 6 yards up to the 26-yard line now. 43 seconds to go. Out of the shotgun, Romo is going to throw. Fires right side, short curl route. Des Bryant, first down across the 30-yard line to the 34. No huddle offense now as we have just a half a minute to go in this ball game, or at least in regulation. And once again, Romo over the middle. Kevin Ogletree, but he fumbles the football. It's picked up by Chancellor, and Chancellor's tackled at the Cowboys' 43-yard line. 3 fourth-quarter fumbles, 2 lost, and now Steven Hauschka can dagger the Cowboys and take home a victory for the Seahawks. Seahawks. Kick is up. Final play of the game. It is good, and Seattle has knocked off the Cowboys, who find a ridiculous way to lose in this one. Okotcha had a very costly fumble, and so did Kevin Ogletree. Defense couldn't stop the Seahawks. They got some momentum after those turnovers, and in the end, a 3-point victory for Seattle is how this game ends, and the Cowboys move on with a 1-1 record in a game that the Cowboys definitely should have won. Okotcha over 100 yards rushing in the second game of his career. He busted out some nice runs in the second half there, but definitely with the XP, we're going to upgrade carrying 2 times, and his carrying wasn't even terrible, but obviously if you fumble 2 times, something is up, and so we're going to up his carrying 2 ratings, and hopefully that same fate does not fall upon us again when we take on the Buccaneers in week 3 of this Evans Okotcha Connect Your Careers Mode series. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please leave a like on it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.